What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Hot Toys figure unboxing, and this is my 75th figure unboxing. So we have a very special figure. I'm not even sure which one it is. It's just a big ass box, so you guys have probably seen the title and thumbnail. Let's take a look here at this massive Batman figure unboxing. Holy Christ. Batman MMS 693 1/6 scale collectible figure deluxe version. You don't say. Of course this is the deluxe version. It's freaking gargantuan. It's huge. I'm not sure if this is the Batman 1 or if the Batman 2, like the Batman Returns, but some legal information around the back. Not too much going on with this box, but it is ginormous. So let's slide off the cover here and see what that figure's looking like. Oh shit! Oh no, this is my first Michael Keaton Batman, I think. Hold on. I have Michael Keaton's Joker, but I do not have a Michael Keaton Batman. It looks like he comes with a boatload of accessories. He comes with a deluxe diorama display base. That looks sick. Batman logo on the side of the box. On the back of the box, it looks like his grappling gun, some attachments that he comes with. I don't know, man. This figure is massive. Let me lay this bad boy down and pop open the back of this so I can try and slide this figure up out of here. Oh my goodness. This is by far the biggest 1/6 scale box I've seen. Whoa. This thing's so big I have to stand up to see it. It's insane. Oh. Okay, so there's a plastic tray on the inside. That looks like just the figure himself. Oh my goodness. This display base is gargantuan. Oh my Christ. Looks like there's a dope looking gargoyle up top there. A little piece of wood. But yeah, let's pull out this diorama display base. Oh my goodness. A weird little drain pipe on the back there. Interesting display base. Massive. I love a diorama display base. This so big it comes with plastic between his wings. It does come with a crotch grabber, no flight pole. So even a figure like this, a ginormous figure like this, no flight pole, just a crotch grabber, which is how I prefer it anyways. So yeah, we're definitely going to be using that. Well, wow. So this entire ginormous box, this was the carrying case for that display base, which it looks great and it's huge, so I do like it. But did the box need to be this big? I don't know. Like, this is what's the figure is. Just this thin piece right there. And this ginormous thing was for the base. But, oh well. If you want diorama display bases, that's the price you gotta pay. Because this thing here is freaking ginormous. Look at this. Oh my God, and that gargoyle up top looks freaking amazing. Interesting stuff here, interesting. No light up features or anything. We'll definitely take a closer look at this in a moment, but I just want to take a closer look at this figure. It does come with a high heel, so maybe that's what Vicky Vale's high heel. Ooh, wow. So just pulling all the plastic off this Batman here, taking a first up close and personal look at my first Michael Keaton Batman. I quite like him already. He does have like this black paper around his belt. I'll have to get that off of there as well. Probably just protecting the figure from having like yellow paint from the belt fall onto the suit. But like, come on guys, get mad guys. Not a bad looking muscle suit though. Not a bad feeling figure. I think this is also like a 2.0. This isn't the, original, DX07 or whatever Michael Keaton Batman it is. But just that iconic silhouette and cowl. I absolutely love this figure, man. Or I at least absolutely love this Batman. Let me dive more into this figure and let you know if I love this figure. But the movies, the Michael Keaton Batman movies, I absolutely adore. And like Jack Nicholson's Joker is amazing. And like I'm actually bigger on the Batman and Robin and Batman Forever Batmans than a lot of the other ones. I grew up, of course, on Christian Bale's Batman, but I think Batman and Robin and Batman Forever are highly underrated. A lot more fun movies than they deserve the hate, you know what I mean? But a couple of faceplates, one bloody looking faceplate, might end up trying that out. A couple of accessories here that I don't know what they are. Maybe that goes around his arm or something and shoots, or maybe around his back or leg or something. I don't know, man. I do not know, but we're definitely going to pull all of his accessories out here, lay them out on the desk in front of me, and let's take a closer look at everything that Michael Keaton's Batman has to offer. Oh, right, everybody. We have the 1989 Batman here standing on his display base, and you can see all his accessories down here, and we'll go through those in just a moment. But you can also see that Vicky Vale shoe on the base there with the Batman plaque and the wood steps off to his right and the stone with the gargoyle up over his shoulder. One of my favorite deluxe display bases I've seen, and I believe this is my first Michael Keaton Batman, so very nice to have him in front of me. A little shorter than I was expecting, but hey, maybe Michael Keaton's not the tallest Batman there is. You know, he's not a Ben Affleck's Batman where he's this big hulking type of guy. But down to his accessories here, he comes with two plastic poles that slide into his cape so he can have some type of wingspan. Not a bad looking Batarang. You can see the little ears there, and this Batarang is kind of like, you know, got the silver spikes on either end, old classic looking Batarang. I'm sure you could take off that string if you wanted to, but I'll leave mine on the way it's supposed to. It has that little silver ring on the end there for him to be able to like pull it back, or maybe he's like using this, throwing it up there and using it to like grapple or rappel up or down, you know what I mean? But not a bad looking accessory. Now his grapple gun, I'm pretty sure, comes into two pieces, and this part here folds down. So you can see that part folds open. And then I believe the little, you know, gold hook comes apart there in the middle. And this part can be stored on his belt. But I also heard that the little plastic clip that would store this on his belt really, you know, degrades the paint job on the belt and will dig into the suit. So that's not something I'm going to do. But I also think this can magnet to his belt. So we'll try that out and see if this thing is possible to be able to magnet to his belt as the whole gun, or if you have to take it apart. But either way, you know, nice little accessory. And it comes with a hand right there that I think is meant for shooting this device. Now, a cool accessory from the first 1989 Batman, where the museum scene where he shoots this and uses it as like a zip line for him and, I believe, Vicky Vale to escape. And I believe these move up top here and, you know, can go flat to, you know, be the grapple line. But this is kind of how it comes. And there is a spring in there that you don't want to put too much stress on if you put it straight up and down. So that's probably how I'm going to leave it here at a, you know, a decent angle, not putting too much stress on it. And then on the far right there, that is a stopper that I don't think I saw him use in the movie. But either way, that little plastic piece slips in underneath one of his gauntlets with this open hand here to be able to use that stopper in a pose. This is the eyeball mover. That's the clip I was just talking about. This is the Batmobile, you know, talking to device that we see him use during the movie. And he tells the car to stop, and it stops like an inch away from his shins, which, you know, definitely didn't happen on the first try. I'm sure a stunt guy or two got nailed by that car trying to film that scene. But these three little cylinders here apparently are like smoke bombs, but I don't remember seeing him use those in the movie at all. So comment below if you know which scene those are from. He also has this like detonator as well, and some ninja stars. Those are like his, what would be like a Batarang for like Christian Bale's Batman, but he's using just straight up classic ninja stars, which is funny. And then he's got two faceplates, one with blood all over it, smiling, and one kind of ugly faceplate. I'm not sure I'm going to use that one. Probably the one that's on the figure currently, or that bloody one there. But then he's got, you know, two throwing of the Batarangs or the ninja stars there. He's got two more splayed out hands, not exactly symmetrical, they don't look like, and then one grappling shooting hand, and then one kind of fully splayed out stopped hand for the stopper device there. And he comes with that amazing split display base and a Vicky Vale high heel shoe. So that's an interesting touch. But now let's take a closer look at that figure in the base he's coming on. Starting out by the boots for the Batman here, he does have, you can see almost there, like there's like this Nike swoosh, and like these I believe were like Nike made into boots for Batman back in the day, and you can almost see that Nike swoosh right there, but not quite. And I believe it did say like Nike on this little badge right here, but it is what it is. Not too much ankle articulation, a little bit of forward and back, and then, you know, side to side, but it's really just the boot moving. Not the best, but probably doable. Some fist hands as well that come on the figure, some pretty sharp gauntlets, so be careful with those. A belt that can move around a little bit. These spots on the belt can move forward or back depending on, you know, what you want, and you can, you know, kind of adjust them however you want. I'm probably gonna leave them back like that just in case I want to put that clip on there, but I probably won't. And yeah, nice little ab details in the center there. And that cowl I think looks pretty damn good, but not exactly Michael Keaton. I don't know, it's pretty damn close, but this is my only Michael Keaton, so I've seen some better head sculpts that make me, you know, immediately remind me of Michael Keaton, but this is still pretty damn good. That furrowed brow, the tall ears, the unable to move neck, the bat symbol attached to the cowl, that's a nice touch. And to swip out the faceplates and move the eyeballs, you got to take off the cowl. We'll definitely do that more towards the posing section. But yeah, not a bad cape either. And there's like holes in the cape, I'm pretty sure, for you to be able to slide in the poles. I'm pretty sure those little slits right there, and you slide in the poles, and then you're able to get like a nice wingspan, like the nice bat cut cape. And you should be able to like toss one up over the shoulder or something, you know, whatever you want to do, or like, you know, that, so you can get one arm, one out, you know, something. You can play with the cape. It doesn't feel like that bad. It does have some wires in it, so it is posable, but it also drapes pretty nice. Not the worst cape I have in my collection, but let's take a closer look at that display base. So this display base, you can see it says Batman on the front there. And I believe this peg, yeah, so there's a little wooden peg as well. So you could put the crotch grabber there at the front or in this little slot here. And then you can put the wood piece vice versa. A little bit of broken steps over on this side here. But the stonework detailing is quite impressive. And like the paint job on the stonework and how impressive this is. I mean, even on the underside of that ledge, there's paint work that, you know, people probably won't even see, but, you know, very, very cool looking display base, and probably enough room that you could fit somebody on the back side of this and on the front side. You know, maybe even take off this gargoyle here and put the Batman up here. This gargoyle also rotates, but also are pegged in there, so you could take him out if you wanted to, if you didn't have the height for this base in your display. But I really like the way that that looks, and like has this incredible paint job and like the wings, and just like, oh yeah, it looks friggin' incredible. The face on there, like, that's awesome. And then there's like this weird little thing right here with a spout, you know, like stone or rubble, I don't know. Very cool looking display base, you know, and you can have him propped up there on a crotch grabber. That's always a nice touch. But this base will definitely look good with just the Batman on it, but maybe look even better with the Batman and the Joker on it. So we're definitely going to toss my Jack Nicholson Joker at some point next to this Batman, do a little side-by-side comparison. But why don't we take a closer look at this figure's mouth plates and what those are looking like? Ah! Headless Batman's almost a jump scare, but you can see with the cowl off here that you slip your finger up in there and you can see that, you know, touch the back side of that little peg there, pushes out a little bit, and then you should be able to grab it, pop the other one in, push it in, you know, and now it's in there, not going to fall out. But as soon as you know, push out on the back side a little bit, it comes forward, and then you can grab it, and then the eyeballs are also up in there. But just to try out one of these other face plates to see what this is looking like. Ew, I don't like this one at all, but maybe if you move the eyes, it will help, you know. And my fat fingers, I might need to use the, yeah, see, most people can just get their finger up in there and adjust it themselves. I have too big of hands, so I need to use the eyeball adjuster tool. But let me, you know, line this up off camera and see what that's looking like. So a little bit of, you know, side eye there, and like maybe not exactly right. Maybe that right eye could go even more, but not the best faceplate either way. So why don't we swap out this faceplate? Oh, just move the eyes by accident again, so I'll have to fix those. But swapping in this mouth plate, oh yeah, that looks so much better. And like, yeah, it's him grinning, but also just like the paint app and how that like shines like blood would in the light, but also like that furrowed brow. So like now he's looking at you like, come on, I want you to do it. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. And then to just pop this back on the figure, but let me line up the eyes one more time. Yeah, so he's almost like looking forward a little bit there. I think that's pretty close. My fat fingers can only do so much, but popping that back on the figure shouldn't be too bad. Push down. Yep, snap in there. And now that's how that's looking like with the blood smeared face expression. He looks a little too happy, but it's all right. You know, maybe with the right pose, I could make him look angry or head tilt forward, or maybe a little bit of side eye, but that's how that's done. If you wanted to know how to move the eyes or swap out the face plates, you do have to pop off the cowl, but it's not that hard. So nice looking figure, nice looking face plates, moving eyes, nice accessories. Maybe could have some more accessories, but hey, I ain't mad. And maybe, you know, could have a Michael Keaton head sculpt, but I think I have another 2.0 Batman figure that is coming with the Michael Keaton faceplate, or you know what I mean, like a head sculpt. But for this figure, I don't know, just for my first Batman in the collection, I'm really liking the way that this looks and the way that this base looks. I'm shocked on how big that box is, but hey, it is what it is. Why don't we toss this bad boy on the turntable and see what he's looking like in some different poses. All right, everybody, we have 1989's Batman, the deluxe version, spinning around here on the turntable for us, just straight up and down how he comes out of the box with just his grappling hook attached to his belt. And then Batman has both hands up like he's ready to fight. He's got Keaton's puckered lip faceplate on with his foot up on the staircase, Vicky Vale's high heel on the base in between his legs. And then still with that goofy faceplate on, but standing on top of the display base above the Joker with his wings spread like he's about to plop down on top of Jack Nicholson's Joker. And I love that Joker figure with the giant gun as he's pulling it up out of his pants. And you have no idea how hard it was to get the Batman to balance on top of that display base. But hey, I got it done for y'all and it looks pretty damn good. So if you had the vertical height in your collection and this is how you wanted to display it, you very well could. But then I have him standing back on the base with the gargoyle back up top, and he has his zip line gun attachment from the museum scene, and he's got that on his left hand, and he's got the remote for the Batmobile in his right hand, and the little device that he tells the Batmobile to stop just inches away from his shins. And then I have the bloody Michael Keaton faceplate in the bat cowl, and he's using one of the accessories he comes with, this little hand stopper. And then in the other hand, he has the little bomb device that I don't think I saw him necessarily use any of these devices in the movie, but hey, the accessories he comes with. And then in his final pose, he has his little bat grappling gun in his right hand, a ninja star, which is like his batarang, in his left hand. And then I have his little bat grappling hook around the gargoyle, like he had just used that to climb up to the top of this tower here where the gargoyle is perched. And this is the final pose I went with, you know, gave you guys some options and showed you guys what it looks like with all of his accessories and various different poses that you can use those accessories for posing with this figure. And Michael Keaton's Batman to me is 100% one of the people I think of when I'm thinking of Batman, sometimes even more so than Christian Bale or any of the other Batmans.
You know, like I picture Batman, I picture Michael Keaton, I picture the music from Danny Elfman, I picture Tim Burton's vibes of Gotham, you know, and Jack Nicholson's Joker, and then in Batman Returns with Michelle Pfeiffer's Catwoman and Danny DeVito's Penguin, like just iconic movies. And just so you know, it is Christmas time. The Batman Returns is a Christmas movie, so if you guys want to watch that as a holiday film, I don't blame you whatsoever. But I love the bloody faceplate for this figure. I love the yellow popping bat symbol on his chest, although I wish that wasn't attached to the cowl because you can't really move his head a whole lot. And, you know, if you do, the symbol comes with it, and then it starts to look goofy. But the suit and not being able to turn his neck in the movie looked goofy as well. If you guys know from that movie, anytime he looked up, oh my goodness, poor Michael Keaton was breaking his back. But not such a bad figure, a little bit more stiff than I would have wanted it to be. You know, I wish I could have got some more posing out of it, but hey, I tried my best for y'all. I hope these poses helped out and this video helped out in, you know, putting together this figure for y'all. And make sure you stay tuned for tomorrow, where we have a 75, this is the 75th figure unboxed on this channel. So tomorrow there is a 75 figure collection tour, and I'm going to be rearranging this whole room. So this room is going to look real different coming tomorrow. So make sure you guys stay tuned for a collection tour video coming up, and make sure you guys hit that bell so you get the notifications when future Hot Toy unboxings or collection tour videos come out. Once again, my name's Big Cam. Thank you guys so much for sticking around this far in the video and watching this far in. And if you are still here and you would like to support the channel, the best way of doing that is liking this video, commenting down below. You can follow my other social medias, links for those down in the descriptions below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and once again, hit that bell if you don't want to miss future Hot Toy unboxing videos. A lot more great figures coming in 2026, so stay tuned, y'all. And once again, stay tuned for tomorrow's 75 figure collection tour video. I can't wait to show y'all what this whole room's looking like after I'm done rearranging, and that's going to cause a whole lot of work probably for tonight and tomorrow. So make sure you guys are staying tuned, and I really, really appreciate anybody that stuck around this far into the video. And if you want to see this Batman next to some other DC figures, make sure you click into tomorrow's video, because I have a feeling that this Batman is going to be a centerpiece in my new DC display, and I'm really excited for that, and I can't appreciate you guys enough. Once again, my name is Big Cam, and I'll see you gorgeous people in the next video. Peace.